Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
He has no intentions to create better conditions for teachers to stay in Jamaica. Instead, he seeks to profit from the brain drain to further cripple our country's productivity and economic growth. Very interesting. Welcome back to the Jamaica Anonymous Issues channel. Hit the like button, drop your opinion in the comment box, and subscribe. As many may already know, Jamaica is suffering from a significant shortage of teachers, especially skilled teachers. And in recent times, we recognize that teachers are actually migrating out of Jamaica, and these are the highly skilled teachers, right? Teachers with a lot of experience, the ones that will pretty much mobilize our future generation to success. There are many discussions being had the reasons why teachers are actually leaving Jamaica, and among those reasons are very, very poor salary, very, very poor conditions in terms of environment, resources, and safety within the teaching environment. But instead of addressing these issues to ensure that our well-experienced and well-trained teachers are kept, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, I repeat, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, seeks to profit from the brain drain of our country instead of tackling the issue head on to create more favorable outcome. This man is thinking about temporary gain in every aspect. And a country cannot run like this, because we do need a leader who will think for our future. According to the Loop News, Holness mentioned that he would like to train teachers for export. This is very interesting. Is it a case that foreign countries are complaining about the teachers they are recruiting from Jamaica? Now, hear me out, I would like to know. Because if they were complaining, then I would understand. They are actually reaching out for our most skilled and most experienced teachers. Do you honestly believe that teachers need to be trained? What kind of stunt is this? This man is seeking temporary gratification. Or maybe it's long-term gain, in the sense that he can say at the end of the day that Jamaica is home to well-trained teachers who are being exported on a yearly basis. Haha, interesting. And of course, he would take the praise for that at the expense of our country's productivity and economic growth. Isn't our GDP declining enough? What is this man's intention? I would really like to know what is his true intention, because his promises have not been forthcoming. Yeah, safe community, sleep with your door open, better working conditions for civil servants. He has been making it harder and harder each day for the Jamaican people, and especially persons who are actually civil servants. And I really wonder what is his motive. Holness spoke about benefits to the country, but is he even speaking about benefit to our educators? If our educators are not mobilized, how can the country progress? Let us look at what benefit will come from government placing themselves as a middleman between teachers who wish to migrate and overseas employment. Do you recognize that government would primarily hold teachers' futures in their hands at all angles, which means whenever teachers decide to leave this country to go overseas, they will have to go through Jamaica system first, which will significantly make it harder and reduce their chances of acquiring employment overseas. Therefore, the reasons they are actually leaving right now will not be met in the future. So whatever harsh conditions teachers are in, they will have to sit in it and hope for divine intervention. This man doesn't respect teachers. He doesn't respect educators. He doesn't respect Jamaica. Does he even respect himself? I always say that our government recognizes the level of illiteracy within our country, and they do nothing to reduce this. Instead, they seek to propagate it for their own financial gains. The fact of the matter is, when a country has people who are very much unaware, it is easier for the government to take advantage of those people. And as we are on the topic of unawareness, let us not forget Miss Favour Unawareness Williams. What is her motive? I would really like to know. First, she agreed to a bill that would marginalize teachers significantly. And now this, because she outlined the government's response to the teachers who have migrated from Jamaica in recent times. And let us talk about the first three responses. To merge small size classes. Has she not been in a classroom in Jamaica, especially in the non-traditional high school? Schools are already packed, having 30-40 students in one classroom, but she did say small size classes. The smallest size class is roughly 17 to 20 students, 15 the least. So she's promoting to increase class size instead of making the profession more attractive, and employing more qualified individuals to teach our students. Very interesting. Her second point is to encourage the increasing use of information technology. It is as if the pandemic taught this woman nothing. So many students suffered throughout the pandemic. Why? Because they never had the necessary device, nor internet connection, nor it probably some had internet connection, but nor the internet strength to access content online. And let's not even talk about that. Are our schools equipped, technologically equipped? The computers are slow. Is it? The internet connection is horrible. What are you saying, Miss Unawareness Williams? And she also mentioned to record live lessons. What time will teachers get to record live lessons on the account that teachers are already burdened? Let me know. Teachers are face to face now with students. Lesson plans are on. Creating a lesson for the students are on. So teachers should not rest. Very interesting. I can imagine how very easy your job is, Miss Unawareness Williams, to come up with these bullshit outlines. And I say this with all due respect and no apology. Yes, indeed. It is time for us to wake up from our slumber. Jamaicans, it is full time that you recognize what they are giving to us. Nothing. They are simply extracting our energy. They are extracting our wealth. That is all they are doing. It is about time we wake up and recognize what is happening. We can no longer sit back and silence those who seek to have a voice. My question again, do the Jamaican people actually want change?
Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children. Victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world. Decent world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all